In a faraway land where exists the kingdom of Lurim, Marwan, Merong, Rus, Taipei, and Srivesh. The kingdoms lived in peace as the war between Rus and the Srive-Taipei alliance against the kingdom of Lurim ended into a treaty that would last for the next 10 years. It was a great victory for Lurim, and with the two kingdoms tied to treaty, the kingdom of Marwan was his next target. The kingdom under King Marwan held control of a blessed earth, where the harvest grew bountiful and plenty. They enjoyed abundance of trade by land and sea, and the natural borders protected them from any invading force. It was a land that thrived economically and militarily. All eyes were on Marwan. However, none could take it. Instead, diplomatic treaties and alliances were made with the kingdom, acting as a wall to disregard any quick movement from any enemy force. King Lurim saw the advantage, and if he had the lands of King Marwan under his control, he could prosper, defend, and overpower any of the kingdoms to his liking. On a sudden day, the forces of King Lurim marched through Marwan territory. The sudden invasion force alarmed King Marwan and his court, and the military was hastily being organized to combat their enemy. First action was seen in Tif, soon followed by engagements around Mednan, Roida, and Hassaf. The Battle of Lille, won by King Lurim's forces, proved a decisive victory that led to the critical disorganization of Marwan's forces, and they were forced to scatter around the kingdom, engaging in small skirmishes. Territories of Marwan's kingdom surrendered immediately. Though Lurim had saw initial success against Marwan, the people rose up against his forces and engaged in a series of brutal guerrilla warfare. Diplomatic calls for help against Lurim's forces were called, but none answered. Some speculate that they had their own reasons, but if Lurim's forces were focused on Marwan, then Lurim would be weakly defended on other fronts. Marwan would be their human sacrifice. All eyes were now off Marwan, except for a neighboring kingdom, the kingdom of Merong. King Merong, neighboring King Marwan's southern border, was recognized by his righteousness, generosity, and most feared his decisive strategy. He rallied an army of 38,000 men and marched his way across the border and appeared in the occupied regions of King Marwan. This daring campaign would cement itself in the epics of history and the beginning of a new era.